Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Welcome to the Pretty Privileged Storytime series. I told you I would make this a series. You guys love hearing story times and telling your stories. So, this series is kind of a spin-off of like the Exotical Storytime series. And it's basically just going to be story times of you guys experiencing pretty privilege. And hopefully, the other girls listening, they can learn new ways to use their pretty privilege, or they can kind of just be mindful of the times that they've experienced privilege without recognizing it. Because for years, people have been telling us, you need to acknowledge your privilege. Okay, well, now not only are we acknowledging it, but we are also encouraging other women to utilize whatever they've been born with or whatever they can afford to purchase in terms of beauty to help them to succeed in life. So I'm going to start off with my little story time from today, and then I will get into some of the other story times. So I actually was super busy today. I had to run so many errands, and one of the errands I had to do was I had to get my car washed and vacuum it out. I hate doing that. So you guys know that like if you have a boyfriend or something, usually your boyfriend like gets your car washed for you. My dad, when I used to live back home, he would do my car wash and stuff. So since I'm single right now, I have to do my own shit. And I happen to have like a more luxury, my car is considered like a luxury type of car, and I suck with cars. So if you're a girl and you're good with cars, that is a great life skill. But I will be honest, usually the men in my life, whether it's a father or somebody like that, or an ex boyfriend or something, usually the men have been the ones to take care of my car because that has always been an area where I have used pretty privilege. So that's just a tip. Like if you want to use your pretty privilege somehow, if you have a guy like acquaintance in your life and he's a mechanic or something, you can see if he can like fix your tires or like I've received a free tire before. But anyway, so I had to go to the stupid car place today and I was like, "Oh my god, this is going to suck. Like I hate cleaning my car." So I went to the car vacuum place and it was called like Stan's Car Wash. I'm making up a name, but it was similar to like Stan's Car Wash or like Johnny's car washing detailing place or whatever. And as I was cleaning out the garbage from my car, I had all this icky stuff in my hand. And anybody who drinks water, I drink a lot of like bottled water. I know a lot of people are going to say that's a waste of money, but my car, it became filled with empty water bottles because whenever I'm out, I love to buy like fancy waters. I just feel like a bougie bitch when I have like a fancy alkaline water in my hand. So I was cleaning out all the freaking water bottles. And this guy walks up to me. He's like, he was this really old white guy and he had this southern accent. He was like, "Hi, my name is Stan and I own the place." And I was just like, "Oh, hi." And he was like, "Oh my goodness, you look so good. I'm going to give you a free car wash." And then he hands me like this coupon so that I can get a free car wash. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." And he was like, "My two sons, they would about have a fist fight over trying to get a hold of you." And I was just like, "Thank you." But also, this goes against the talking point where people say, "Oh, racist white people, they're going to see you as just black and unambiguous, and they're not going to like you, and your white side is going to reject you." Okay, well, that debunks that talking point because I literally just got a free car wash just a few minutes ago. And then the same guy, he was like, "You know what? Stay right there. I'm going to have my sons come over here. They're going to give you a free car vacuum." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." So I didn't have to pay for like the machine so that I could get time on the car vacuum. So one of his sons came. His son was like a Gen X older guy, and then he was like, "Hey, I'm going to pay for your car vacuum." And I was like, "Thank you so much." And then after that, I wanted to do the car fragrance. So like you have to pay for the car vacuum, you also have to pay for the car fragrance. It's a separate price. I think the vacuum's what, $5, $6, and then the fragrance is, I don't know, a couple of dollars. So after the car was vacuumed, then the son, he actually came back. He was like, "Oh, do you want a free fragrance too?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Okay, how about this? I'll pay for it and you just do the fragrance." And I was like, "Wow, thank you." And he was like, "You're welcome." So that's an example of pretty privilege because after that, I walked into the little shop so that I could go to the bathroom. And one of the other sons was in there and he was like, "Oh, I like your outfit. You look really nice." This was like one of the other sons of the owner. And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then the father, who was the owner, and then his two sons, one of them was my age, the other one was like a Gen X. They kind of like followed me out of the place and then they told me exactly where to park so that I could get my free car wash. So basically, that's an example of pretty privilege because I'm single right now, so I didn't have a guy helping me to do my car wash and car detailing or anything. But I walked into this place, and at first I was like in a bad mood because I was like, oh shit, I have to do all this crap today. I don't get to record videos really because I have to do these errands. But I went there and I was basically treated like a queen. And yes, they were white. So all this shit talking about how white people don't accept mixed black people, they hate mixed black people. They're going to kill you on the street and all the police officers are racist and they're going to follow you around the store. No, I got followed at the car wash place in a positive way. So that's just a tip for the Pretty Girl Club. If you're trying to think of ideas of like how to use your pretty privilege or where to use it, you can use it at a car wash or a mechanic place. I actually so I try to dress pretty decent every day. I don't put a lot of effort into my outfits. I kind of have this psychological theory that having a cute outfit, it's really more so about you having a cute body because I noticed that when I used to be bigger, like when I was a big back, I had to put a lot more effort into my outfits. Like, oh, I got to cover my arms. I got to cover this. I got to hide that. But ever since I went back to being super, super thin, all of my outfits, I've noticed when I wear something basic, other people will say, oh, your outfit is so cute. And it will literally be like just some leggings and like a spaghetti strap shirt. So today I was wearing like a fuzzy sweater and like, kind of like not a Christmassy outfit, but kind of like a typical fall outfit. So think of like a knit sweater and, that sort of outfit. Like, the skirts that are like a sweater material. So that's what I was wearing today. I was wearing my hair just natural and curly. My hair is like a type 3. It's not quite 3C. It's like the beginning of type 3, maybe 3A to B. I can't remember because they keep changing the hair chart. But my outfit wasn't all that. I just feel like if you have a nice body though, anything you wear is going to look super sexy. It's going to look beautiful. So like if you just wear a crop top and you have a beautiful body shape, let's say you're shaped like an hourglass, you have a flat stomach, people are probably going to compliment you and say, oh, your crop top is so cute. This girl says, Dear Madam Exoticals United, I love your channel. Thank you so much for helping us women to embrace our femininity as well as our beauty. I wanted to share my experience with pretty privilege. I've always been into getting dolled up in beautiful dresses and skirts and half up, half down hairstyles. I noticed that I would always get a lot of compliments on my appearance, which happened to be something I quite enjoyed. Whenever I was in class with my sunglasses or my pencil fell off of my desk, there would be either of the boys in my class who would pick it up for me. Once I was writing, and the two boys at my table were talking about how good my handwriting was. Back when Musically was a thing before it was rebranded as TikTok, I would dance a little provocatively sometimes, shake my booty, and I would make videos with my hair done fancy like I liked. And I got a lot of interaction on my account. One time, my crush looked me up when he was talking with his friend in class, and I saw him smile. I've always had fun in showing off my femininity, and I enjoy basking in my pretty privilege. Yep, so she said getting TikTok interactions. There was another girl in this community who also has pretty privilege. She has pretty hair privilege, and she said that she has a hair TikTok and that she got like tens of thousands of views. So that is a great way that you can use your pretty privilege. It's via social media. So you can use your pretty privilege at the car wash. You can use it to gain social media attention if you like want to start a business or if you want to become an influencer. Okay, so here's another one. This girl says, Hi, Exoticals United. I've been your subscriber for a little while and I love your channel. I like how you accept that not everyone will agree, but at least you share your insights and promote other exotical women. I respect that a lot. Anyway, I've been waiting for someone to ask me this because I feel like I have been on both sides of the aisle. Lots of women talk about how life has changed when they lost weight or got this or that operation. Not a lot talk about how masculine women who choose to become more feminine experience life. I am a light skinned East African woman in her early 20s. The AI filter said I look like Elise Neal, but she's a lot prettier than me. Anyway, I lived as a mask for a while. As a masculine, that's what she's trying to say. I lived as a mask for a while. I had a short hair like buzz cut and wore baggy men's clothes. Even with that hindering my appearance, a lot of unambiguous black women and even white women would make sly remarks about my features in hindsight, coming from a place of jealousy. I can delve into that in a different email if you're curious. Anyway, I got out of a relationship with a woman I loved, but I realized I had to change how I moved in life. I didn't like my career. I didn't like how I was always made fun of. I got hair extensions, bought makeup, and some flattering dresses. People open doors for me, and I am often approached to hang out. During my time as a masculine lesbian, I had to initiate hangouts and things like that. My social circle was small and toxic, and people assumed a lot of negative things about me. Now that I am femme, people assume I'm smarter and more mature. When I was masculine, people would often mistake me for a kid. Another thing I noticed is people in my family saying things like, "Oh, your body is so nice. Why go to the gym?" Other people were asking me what my diet plan is. I never considered my body beautiful until I started wearing skinny jeans and fitted shirts. I used to be ashamed of my curves and breasts, but now I'm very proud. With long hair, people assume it's natural and compliment me on it all the time. My experience with being more femme is that it's a labor with a payoff. The discomfort of dress and heels are worth the social validation and the social opportunities. I agree that if you have a vagina, you are feminine. Whether you like it or not, you're a woman. Might as well play the game and get your prize. You're already on a pedestal by being an exotical. Women will push you down when you didn't even know you were up. People might think I'm vain, but I've lived it. I have lived life without femininity privilege. People will still see you as a woman and as an exotical and resent you for it, whether you wear cargo shorts or skirts. So you might as well go where you are celebrated. Yeah, so this girl is talking about using her pretty privilege as a way to actually embrace her femininity and kind of heal her broken relationship with her own femininity because of maybe, I don't know if it was because of LGBT culture or her just wanting to be masculine or just maybe she was experimenting. So it actually helped her to embrace her femininity. So, do you see how there's also a mental health benefit to embracing and flaunting your own beauty? Even if nobody else sees it. And she literally said the dresses and the heels are worth the social validation and social opportunities. I'm glad that she said that because you really do get a lot of social opportunities when people think you're pretty. Like, I've had girls come up to me, like non black girls, for example. They'll be like, "Oh my God, your outfit's so cute. Where do you get that from?" Basically, when you have pretty privilege, your beauty is a topic of conversation. So if you're around women who are not haters, they will literally come up to you and they'll be like, "Oh my God, your skin is so beautiful," or "I love your outfit." And then next thing you know, you just made a new friend. So if you want to use your pretty privilege so you can like get invited out more often or so you can have social opportunities, which is what that girl said, that's a good idea. Here's another one. She says, "I just saw your post on your community tab about emailing you experiences about pretty privilege, and I want to share my story. Thank you for being a sounding board for our community and our experiences and for not judging people for being S workers. I have been compared to Jordan Woods the most when it comes to celebrity comparisons. I started doing online only S work about 4 years ago, and it genuinely changed the trajectory of my life in the most positive way. I am not glamorizing the adult industry or encouraging anyone to join it. For most people, it is a very hard and dangerous job, and I have a different experience than the vast majority. If you are not conventionally attractive, S work can be very hard with little reward. Most online S work creators barely break 200 a month, so it's definitely not what it's cracked up to be for most. I am a conventionally attractive, petite, light skinned woman with a nice shape, and I have been told by honestly countless people of all races at this point that I am their type. I started S work because I wanted to see if I could monetize this fact about myself, and my results genuinely blew me away. I don't have a college degree, and starting S work was the first time I've experienced wealth at all in my life. I am on track to net 10K this month. My biggest earnings month was 16K earlier this year, and I'm hoping to scale to 20K by December. I am in the top 0% of the site as far as earnings. S work is a job that is frowned upon by a lot of people in society, but I honestly couldn't care less. Before S work, I worked for Amazon and it was grueling hard work, and I'll never go back, regardless of anyone's opinions on this job. As a woman that has no formal education, my looks have carried me so far in life. S work was the first time in my life I could actually put a quantifying amount on my beauty. I know what my beauty is worth down to the dollar sign, which has been one of the most important things that has come from being an S worker. Certain people have tried to convince me of my worth, but only I actually know my worth, and it's a lot. I also have to do very little work in order to make money. Maybe a couple of days of work a week at 4 hours per day of making content. S work has truly given me the soft life. I don't have to leave my house for work, and that's the biggest privilege I can imagine, and it's pretty much all due to my looks. I plan on using the money I make from S work to start a media company and put myself through business school. Most men, understandably, don't want to date S workers, but I couldn't genuinely care less because I have completely decentered dating out of my life, and I could be rich and single with my cats forever and be completely happy. S work is actually a filter against the shitty men of the world as far as dating goes, believe it or not. Their insecurities get revealed fast with this line of work, and I'm very grateful for the amount of time I've saved on dating them. Love your channel, EU. Thanks for reading. Wow, so this woman is making damn near 10 to 20K per month doing online S work. So, we do actually have some S workers that are in the exotical community. Um, if you are an S worker, you can check out Exotica Worship. She talks about that kind of stuff. But those are some of the pretty privileged story times. So if you're trying to figure out how to utilize your pretty privilege, or if you're just looking for ideas, or if you don't believe in pretty privilege and you want to see what it's like on the other side, this is the video for you. But if you have a pretty privileged story you want to share, please share it either in the comment section, or if you want your story to be featured on my channel, please email exoticalsunited@gmail.com. There's no guarantee that I'll share all the stories, but let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.